Hey, Lightning, how you doing tonight? Let me throw this stream up on Twitter. Give it about a minute for people to join in. And then we will get started on this. I am very excited to be doing the finale of SA1 because I love Sonic Adventure 1's ending. It's a very, very fun final boss fight. I'm going to give it about a minute, wait until about 8:04, and then we're going to go live with Supersonic Story. And then we're going to also play some levels of Supersonic after the story because it's cool, it's fun. Refresh my browser real quick. It tends to make my streams go by a little smooth if I refresh it near the start. So, last time, which would be last night, we completed Big and Gamma stories, in addition to going back to Amy's overworld a little bit to get the very last of her upgrades, the Long Hammer, specifically since we weren't able to get it during her actual playthrough. So, we have every single thing. We got all the Chow eggs for the Chow Garden, even though I'm not doing the Chow Garden. I still got all the Chow eggs and threw them in the garden, so this game is basically 100% done. Other than Supersonic Story. So let's kick things off with that. I love how he goes when you select him. It's very funny to me. I don't know why. I always loved that. As a kid, it freaked me out a little bit. As a kid, for me, this was actually soft locked. I could not get this Chaos Emerald here that you need to get to continue the story for some reason. I don't know why. It just wouldn't trigger the cutscene. Also, Angel Island's falling again, so that's great. Way to go doing your one job, Knuckles. I know it's not really his fault, but it's... What's the fun of playing Sonic if you're not going to rip into Knuckles just a little bit, you know? As Eggman slowly meanders through the forest in his Eggmobile.
He always seems to get in my way. I bet he can't foil my master plan.
He seems pretty happy about the whole thing, though. He's awfully chipper, Eggman. He always is in this game. He's generally got a pretty positive attitude, which I kind of dig. I like that. But he finds chaos in the woods, which is great, and then... Knuckles is kind of an idiot in this game, yeah. In general, like, he's more and more of an idiot as the series goes by. Like, I think SA2 is the only game where I actually like Knuckles as a character. Because in this game, he kind of frustrates me.
This doesn't make any sense. Maybe those Chaos Emeralds that I brought back with me have something to do with what's happening.
Man, the voice acting is so stilted in this game. And why would Sonic know anything about the Chaos Emeralds? If anything, shouldn't he be going to Tails? Because Tails is like a scientist. But no, he's like, oh, I'll go to Sonic. Sonic, he uses the Chaos Emeralds sometimes in the classic games. Like, occasionally. It's a great story. I actually like the narrative of Sonic Adventure. It's just so awkward and stilted in every single way. Like, none of these cutscenes have any kind of natural flow. They're so hilariously stiff. I love it. I like this one in particular because Tails does a little slide for us. He slides into those DMs right at Sonic in a second here. That yawn is horrifying. Yeah, Sonic's pretty proud of himself. I think the implication is that he's on vacation at the beginning of the game, but he doesn't really go on a vacation. He's just sort of in Station Square.
Did you find the tornado too?
Never mind that.
Yeah, slide into slide into those DMs, Tails. I struggled with that sentence. Wow, that just did not want to flow.
Oh, I don't know, but we better hurry.
Well, Knuckles blew it. It's Knuckles. It's always Knuckles. And also, look, we're Sonic again. Oh my god, we were Amy and Big and Gamma for so long. But now look at us, we're fast again. Yeah, woo! Love it. I love Sonic controlling this game. He controls so incredibly well. But we gotta head up to Angel Island, so let's do that. Man, Sonic's just so... come on, you want to trigger there? There you go. Sonic is just so much fun to control in this game. Whenever he doesn't get stuck on walls and stuff. But, like, it's so much fun to play as him. And he's so, like, he can just go so far. Like, oh, the bridge to the Master Emerald? I don't want to take the bridge. I want to spin dash jump over it is what I'm trying to do. I just want to see if I even can. And no, you can't even make it close. Well, I tried. I certainly tried to. This is my favorite 3D Sonic game still, even though it's not the best one. Like, Generations, I think, is the best of the 3D Sonic games. But this is, like, my favorite of them. I love this game. SA2 is up there, too. I really do love SA2 as well. I don't like it as much as this game, but I am actually excited to be streaming SA2 starting next week. I'm really excited to stream SA2, actually. He already kind of did get away with it, Eggman. Up, and he's gone. Oh, my window fan just fell on my elbow. That kind of hurt. Ugh, fixed it. He's not that much of a fearsome beast. He didn't really do anything. It's like the closest to the Sonic finger wag that you get in this game. He like kind of does it to Knuckles there. He throws him a little sass. But yeah, I actually really like the final story overall. It's like it was a twist to me as a kid because I didn't know it was gonna continue. I mean, I know they kind of spoil it in the opening FMV, but I was a kid, so I didn't know. Also, I love the orange filter on everything right now. It looks more like an alarm than it does like fire, but still cool. Eggman is very, very fast. Oh man, Eggman just books it around, and Sonic 2 especially, where you can use debug mode to like build up acceleration so that you can blink across Death Egg Zone in like half a second. And Eggman still beats you. He's the fastest being in the Sonic universe. I'm convinced. Bah! Man, the dialogue in this game is odd. And once again, everyone's pretty calm about just tackling and nearly murdering Tikal here. But yeah. And the Chow. I don't really mind if the Chow get knocked down, though. See, they really tried to make this scene epic. They definitely gave it their all. It's just there's only so much epic you can pull off in a 1998 Dreamcast launch title, you know? I mean, I assumed Tikal mentioned Chaos, so I don't know why he's so shocked about it.
Hey, are you all right?
Lots of needless moving forward in this area, too. It's like sort of step your way up to the altar progressively over the course of a couple of cutscenes. Like, I don't know why they didn't just play that all off as one cutscene like I would have. If I developed this game, it would have just been that.
Wait up.
It's not that the tuna lies, it's just that it's a really fun username.
The 7 emeralds are the servers. Chaos is power, enriched by the heart. The controller serves to unify the chaos.
Man, Tikal's face here always just gets to me a little bit. It's just an odd expression.
This emerald controls that power. Please, you must stop him. Sonic, wake up.
I was on a snooze cruise, I guess.
Also, I just noticed because I just now looked at actual chat names. Hi, Sonic Show.
Sorta conked out
Long
there.
time sub, so that's cool. Hi.
Knuckles left already. Come, we gotta go after the
That
last
dialogue is
emerald.
so weird.
It
Come.
It's
It's very, very
like
just
the tornado
direct
too.
to the point. Very not in character for Tails at all. Man, that 1998 translation. Well, I guess 99 is when this game came out in the US, but still. But yeah, I know as a kid I had this area soft locked with an action replay, but I also remember distinctly having like a normal save file I couldn't complete, but it also might have just been me being an inept kid. But I swear I'd go into the jungle to trigger the cutscene that leads to the fight with Perfect Chaos, and it would not work. This cutscene, I couldn't get it to trigger.
Tornado too.
I'm not sure why.
Yeah. So let's get the Chaos Emerald and leave.
But again, I think I might have just been incorrect because I was a small child.
What? No! He's got the last emerald!
Now what do we do?
I mean, I assume we just progress with the story tales. It's a cutscene. There's not much else we can do. Duh. And then, of course, the basically just the opening FMV again, but without Open Your Heart playing, so it's a little less exciting. I'll still leave it play out. I'm not going to skip it, because still relevant. I love the CG here, though. It's, like, kind of off, because, I mean, again, for the time, it was really, really good, I think. It's just, it's kind of weird looking. And I greatly enjoy the people of the Sonic Adventure games. Like, they creep me out to no end. They all look just, how do I put it? Like, I'm not sure what's off about them. They're very uncanny valley, I guess. Like that guy just fell down. I never noticed the guy in the red falling down before. That's charming. But, like, Chaos looks great in this cutscene. Then he doesn't look so great in the game. Also, I guess Sega just never seems to address, but people definitely died, right? Like, I know in Sonic X, they're like, oh, everyone evacuated. But that just doesn't seem realistic to me. You know, like, it seems more likely that they're all dead. Like, how people can't evacuate that quickly. They are for sure dead. All's well that ends well, but, you know, dead. It's an odd cutscene. Because it's such a tonal shift from the rest of the game. Like, hey, Chaos looking like Biollante up in here. Biollante being like the Godzilla kaiju that inspired Perfect Chaos. And then you see the actual thing. I love the transition from cutscene to here. It's like when you see him on Tinder versus when you meet him in real life. It's the fact that he man, his mouth's weird. The fact that he has to clarify if he wasn't just dreaming is actually like plot relevant because he was just in a daze, and I didn't address it, but Tails just sort of rolled with it. He's like, actually, this is Chaos 7, Sonic, not Chaos 2. Also, where do you get the Egg Carrier 2 from? He just pulls it out of nowhere, makes some zappy noises. Like, did they forget to add in the effects of the laser blasts or something? I never understood this. It's one of my favorite parts of the game. I love this ending because it's somewhere between really epic and badass, but at the same time, just incredibly badly handled and stilted and stiff. And there he goes. Bye, Eggman.
I've had enough. Who do you think you are, anyway?
And then Tikal shows up one last time. I think this is where it's supposed to be a twist that it's Tikal, but I mean, it's the same voice actress,
Who sealed chaos?
so it was very clearly Tikal.
Master Emerald. Tikal.
I like Tikal, actually, though. She's one of my favorite Sonic characters in terms of designs. Not so much in her in-game model, because she's horrific, but her character art's actually really pretty cool, I think. Hey, Shiny, how you doing? But I rather like the character design for Tikal. They just did not do a good job making it appear in the game. Like, she looks nothing like her character art, really. You can see it if you know what she looks like, but she's like, she's an adorable character. She's great. I like Tikal's design a lot. She's one of my favorite Sonic characters, just aesthetically. I mean, that's what Chaos does throughout the entire game.
How can that help? It won't change how he feels inside, will it?
I feel like this would be much more impactful if Sonic didn't look like that. Like, if he wasn't that just bizarre looking with his head. Ah.
What choice do we have?
I like this dialogue here. It's some of the only good dialogue in the game. Like, what? Not the actual delivery or the writing. That's not good. What was that? Off to the side next to Big. That was weird. I don't usually watch these in widescreen because these cutscenes aren't meant to be in widescreen. Pretty obviously, but you can see someone was running next to Big. That was really weird. I think it was Knuckles. I love the fact you can hear their spawning sounds of them landing as they appear in the cutscene because they have to be moved to their Q spots. It's very, very funny.
You should be able to harness their real power.
As much as I hate to admit it, I think Tails is right about this.
Why do you hate to admit it? When did you ever have any animosity with Tails? Also, you could just... This cutscene's hilarious because all you hear is Knuckles. Just Knuckles cheering for him from the beginning there. He's like, Sonic! Sonic! He loves Sonic so much. And this scene, it's hilarious. It's his biggest fan is Sonic. Man, but the Dreamcast model for Super Sonic is so dope. He looks so incredibly cool. I mean, look at that. That is excellently done. He looks great. His DX model's fine too, but man, the Dreamcast model is better. I didn't know this until I played the Dreamcast version of this game around a year ago. And I got to this and I was like, whoa, because I knew about the visual differences. I'd seen Let's Plays and the like. But man, Supersonic looks awesome in this game. This is by far the coolest he ever looks in the series. Like, look at that. That is dope. But anyway, we are at the final boss of Sonic Adventure, everyone. This fight's a lot of fun, too. So what you gotta do is basically just go fast at him, which, you know, fits into the spirit of the Sonic series. And Open Your Heart will play for the first half, not for the second half of the fight, which seems a little bit backwards to me, but I actually like both tracks just fine. But yeah, so whenever you hit a certain speed, he'll get this blue aura around him like this. It's sort of implied this is what you have to be in order to hit Chaos, but you don't. As long as you're like approaching max speed, then you're good. You'll still hit him. This fight's really short and really easy, but man, it's cool. You do have to keep an eye on your ring counter. It's pretty much the only real risk you have. Running out of rings is the only way you can die, because Supersonic, you know, he'll die if he runs out of rings. Well, it's not that he'll immediately, in the fight he'll immediately die, because he can't hit most surfaces at all as Sonic. They will just kill you. Man, I love Open Your Heart. It's so cheesy. Crush 40 music is so incredibly cheesy, but man, I love it. It's so pleasant. I like this track as well. I like the Generations version a hell of a lot more. And I'll get to Generations. I'll stream that probably sooner rather than later. 'Cause that's kind of how I'm balancing doing Sonic content, is with live streams. Because I like Sonic a lot, and I want Sonic to be a very present part of my channel, but I don't want all my videos to be Sonic-centric, so the weekly Sonic streams are how I'm getting around that, basically. So expect Generations relatively soon. I'm not going to do, like, all the games in order. The adventure games I'll do back-to-back, but, like, I'm not just going to do the 3D Sonic games, like, in a straight shot. I'll probably do one of the 2D games, like Sonic 1 or 2 first, before I even hit Adventure 2. I'm thinking Adventure 2 will start next week, but I'm going to do a 2D Sonic game as well next week. Because the Mania streams did fairly well. But man, I love destroying Perfect Chaos. This fight is just, oh man, it's fun. It's not difficult. As a kid, I thought it was too easy, but the older I get, the more I appreciate that it's just a spectacle. It's a set piece, and it's a very, very cool one. And there's, like, this is the reason I'm not ending the stream with the end of the game. We're gonna sit through the credits together, and then we're going to, yeah, I did that. If you hit him at the right angle, instead of going up through Perfect Chaos, it'll just float right up to his head, and it's very awkward. So I'm happy I managed to get that for the last hit. After the credits are done rolling, we are going to be playing through random levels as Supersonic and just chatting. And I'll show off the various other elements of Sonic Adventure as well. Because I really want this to be like a very, almost a Let's Play-esque stream series. Like, if someone came to these stream archives and watched them like a Let's Play, I want them to be workable in that format as well. Because this isn't a Let's Play channel. I'm not doing Let's Plays on here. I have the occasional gameplay supercut type thing. Like, I have 2 of those on my channel. But
changed again. This time for the better.
in the sense that all the channels came up like da 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 da. That's so weird. Also, why are they referred to Supersonic like he's a separate entity from Sonic? I never understood that. It's so weird. But yeah, after the credits roll, we're gonna hit some levels up as Supersonic. Whichever levels people want to see, if you guys throw any requests my way. Otherwise, I'll probably try and hit the 45-minute to an hour mark for the stream, which shouldn't be hard. The story itself took 20 minutes. It's short. Yeah, life goes on, except for all the people that we let die in the city. They didn't get to escape from the city, you know what I'm saying? I'm horrible, I'm mean. I mean, Tikal is basically their adoptive mother in this scene. Like, that's kind of the role I always got from her. I think Chaos is their guardian. And also the most important character in Sonic Forces, clearly, in his whole minute and a half of screen time. And our main trio just looks on like, what the fuck? The cutscene's really weird. I mean, I don't blame Eggman for bailing. And then, of course, Sonic has to run after him. What was Big doing this whole time? He just stood there. There's Gamma. The bird is Gamma.
Well, right?
Tails, people died. Like, a lot of people died. I'm actually going to change the title of the stream from Story Stream to just Supersonic Stream, because the majority of the stream is not going to be the story of Supersonic. It's just going to be the general Supersonic gameplay. But all's well that ends well, except for the thousands that died. Many, many people perished. But that was Sonic Adventure as a whole. I'm not done with the stream yet. We've got around 40 minutes left, probably 20 to 40 minutes, depending. But that's it for the story of Sonic Adventure. It ended on a happy note, except for the thousands that died that never get addressed again. I know in Sonic X, they survive because they all evacuate. But, A, this isn't Sonic X, and B, how? How can they evacuate from that? I mean, that's ridiculous. They're definitely 100% dead. Also, in all of this game's re-releases, why do they never have the ability to skip the credits? Oh my god. The credits of Sonic Adventure are one of the biggest problems I have with replaying this game. Because otherwise, I will state right now that Sonic Adventure, despite its many, many flaws, is one of my favorite Sonic games. And it's up there with my favorite games in general, on a personal level. It is so incredibly fun when it works. And when it doesn't work, it's an absolute mess, and it's broken. But for the most part, I think this game actually holds up better than people seem to give it credit for. Hating on Sonic Adventure is the trend, and I don't agree with it. I don't. I don't think it's fair. Same with Adventure 2, actually, although I think Adventure 1's a little bit better than Adventure 2 in a lot of ways. Maybe a lot better in a few ways, one or the other. I'm not sure which is more accurate, but I do absolutely adore both of the adventure games, as well as Sonic Heroes, which we'll be getting to, which is a similar game that people seem to just not acknowledge, but I sort of look at it in the same bunch as the adventure games, like SA1, SA2, and Heroes are almost like a trilogy to me, which has more to do with their development history, because Heroes started off as Sonic Adventure 3, but I do love this game, and I will probably revisit it on the channel in the future, in the form of a video. I don't plan on streaming it again anytime soon. I'm thinking about looking at some of the stuff that comes out for next year's Sonic Hacking Contest. So in that instance, obviously, I would, because a lot of that stuff ends up being SA1 hacks. Not as like an affiliated partner with them or anything, because there's no way I'll have enough subs by then to be considered relevant enough. But I still want to cover their stuff because I love the Sonic Hacking Contest. It's fun. Sonic Hacking Contest and Sage are two of the coolest events that the Sonic fan base puts on. And let me just say now that as much shit as people give the Sonic fan base, it's sometimes justifiably, you know, anything involving Sonic 4, for example. That game got some, in the end, pretty justified hate, but it was during development over things that really shouldn't have been hated on. But man, I think it's a great fan base, nevertheless. It's so cool because this stream is of a modded version of Sonic Adventure DX on PC. Because Sonic Adventure was released a ton of times. It's actually a video I'm thinking about doing, is comparing all the versions of SA1. Because there's the Dreamcast original in Japan, then the American version, which is just a less glitchy version. Then they re-released it in Japan, and it was the same, but less. It was just the American version translated back into Japanese. And then DX on GameCube, which is how I think most people seem to have grown up with that game. And then there was the PC version, which I have, It's not this PC version. This is a different PC version. But I have both PC versions. That version came out in 2004, I want to say, and it's super cool. But I can barely get it to work on Windows 10. I'm sure it would be fine if I just went in and messed with compatibility settings. I've just been too lazy to. Yeah, Supersonic, you look so cool. But yeah, basically, this is the last version, which is a port of the Xbox Live version, which is a port of this PC version. So it's a mess of ports, but this mod wouldn't be possible without the amazing fan base that belongs to this character and franchise. Oh, Tikal, she's got her little chow babies, and she's got Chaos Zero chilling with the Master Emerald. So that's a happy ending. So now we're going to be going through some levels of Supersonic. I'm probably just going to start with Emerald Coast. I'm not going to do all the levels.
Sega.
And not a lot. Hey, Tikal narrated that. Some of the levels won't let us play the entirety of them in Supersonic mode. We'll have to switch back and forth. But we will play what we can as
Select a character.
Supersonic. So what we do is we go into trial mode, which is basically stage replay mode. And from here you have a level select. We can play any of the levels we want. So let's start with Emerald Coast, the main level that people seem to remember from Sonic Adventure because it has the cool whale section. In early builds of Sonic Adventure, it was planned to let you play as Supersonic once you beat the game and got all the Chaos Emeralds, much like in the classic games. What you have to do for that to happen is collect 50 rings, jump, and press a button in the air. Jumping in the air does have a pressing the button in the air has an action as Sonic. It stops your momentum dead. It's a very useful ability. Not when people seem to address very often, but it does exist. What we want to do is get 50 rings and then do that, which should happen right about here. Now, when we hit the button in the air, we're Supersonic. He even makes the weird sound, which I love oh so much. Supersonic is way too fast for this game. This is clearly not designed around Supersonic, and things won't work perfectly. Not everything about Supersonic's implemented right either. For example, we can't run on the water here. We can run on some water, but not water over bottomless pits seems to be the rule. Is this the right way? Yeah, it is. But it's pretty cool. We can also transform out of Supersonic mode in case we ever need to. That won't really become relevant too often, but we have basically just the homing attack as Supersonic. So, like, yeah, here I'm floating over this water because it's shallow enough. See, as Sonic we sink, as Supersonic we float above it. So that's kind of neat, but not incredibly useful. But he has his homing attack, which does work, but he carries so much momentum after the homing attack itself. Like, after the landing, basically. Not the landing. After the attack connects is what I'm trying to say. He carries so much momentum. I'm happy we didn't get the speed shoes because this would be way too fast with them. Like, okay, here. The water's not over bottomless pit, so as normal Sonic, we sink. As Supersonic, we float above it. That's really cool, and I dig it. Tails also can't touch us. I don't know. I think it's funny. You can actually attack Tails and hurt him in this game, which is hilarious. I don't know why it's even a thing you can do, but you can. So if you have any animosity towards Tails, or, I don't know, Tails fans, or Tails channel, which I don't know why you would, because Tails channel is lit, but he also goes pretty fast and all over the place.
Jump on panel number 1.
Also, he can't use the panels.
To panels 2.
So in this instance, we'd want to turn into normal Sonic,
Land on a panel or else
do the platforming, switch back to Supersonic, and then progress. That's basically how Supersonic boils down. You can't use him in every situation because he's just too much. But, well, not that he's too much, that there's no animations program for him to use the jump panels, and it would just crash the game because it would try to load something that doesn't exist. That's how that works. But his knees are broken.
Yeah, not bad.
Also, that's how you collect more emblems in Sonic Adventure. You basically just
select a character.
Let's get 'em.
beat certain criteria within the missions that you're doing, or the levels.
Which stage do you want to
Let's
play?
hit up Windy Valley next. I'm not going to do all the levels, but I'll do some of them. I normally take that upper path, but I think there's actually more rings this way. Okay, there really weren't. Yeah, let's take the upper path. Why not? The lightning shield should help us collect some rings faster, too. And that's ultimately our goal, is just collecting the rings. You can really speed by some of these parts and go fast. To the point that you skip certain triggers and stuff, which is very amusing. We're going to hold off on turning super until after we're out of the tornado. Because, we can't use jump panels, and you have to use jump panels here. It's one of the few places in the game where they're absolutely required to get out. At least to my knowledge, they are. I've never done it without using jump panels. Once we hit the jump panels, we'll switch on to Supersonic. I assume he can use the trampoline. Okay, he can't. So, yeah, if you're in an area where Supersonic's not compatible, Sonic makes a weird huh sound, and he changes back. As we just saw there, which is, you know, exciting stuff, I guess. Supersonic, let's go. Yeah, Supersonic's fun in this game. He really is. I understand why he wasn't implemented, because, man, he would be broken. But, it's so cool anyway. Just seeing him, you know? He looks great, and he controls well, except for the fact he's way too fast. I have to assume this isn't the manner he'd be implemented in. Like, I assume he'd have much more toned down controls and speed and everything. Also, these act as, like, the same as Perfect Chaos does. What I want to do is do that thing I did. Yeah, you can super bounce off of the wide springs. Or you can just completely miss and go the wrong way. Come on, hit the spring, Sonic. Come on, you can do it. I know you're super and it's very fast, but there you go. Oh, that's not great. Let's go. That worked. I probably shouldn't have jumped off there. It still worked out, though. Man, I'm good at Sonic Adventure, apparently. That's the only explanation I have as to surviving that I'm not as awful at this game as I thought I was. Also, the shield is slightly in front of us. I don't know why. We are so going to overshoot this. Okay, we didn't. I thought for sure we were dead. But no, we landed right up where we needed to. Ish. I mean, not exactly where we needed to. Actually, that probably could have gone better. But hey, we beat the level and we got the 50 rings needed to get the second emblem for the stage that I wasn't really going for. But still, you know, exciting-ish.
Select a character.
None of the other characters get super forms or anything. It just takes the Perfect Chaos fight Supersonic.
Do you want to play?
We're not doing Casinopolis as him or Twinkle or Speed Highway. I don't want to do any levels that are really heavy on the gimmicks because we'll spend so little time as Supersonic that it wouldn't be worth it. This way, because it's cooler this way. This level was originally mistaken in magazine articles and stuff as being from a motorcycle game, I think. Like, it was the first thing we saw of Sonic Adventure. Like, I say we. I probably wasn't even born yet, but because, you know, 1990, I was born in 97, so depending nah, I would have been a baby. I would have been a baby at the time. But anyway, on a more relevant note, this was the first thing that people saw of Sonic Adventure, Speed Highway. But because of how blurry and low res the screenshot was, people thought it was like from some random motorcycle racing game, which actually makes a lot of sense when you look at the overall aesthetic here. I think people knew there was going to be a Sonic game for the Dreamcast, and I think people knew it was called Sonic Adventure by that point. I don't know if he can grab the helicopter or not. Let's find out. He kind of can. He could sort of magnetically clamp to it as a ball. That close enough, I think. Homing attack. Yeah, Sonic is ridiculously fast at Super, though. Like, I can't overstate that. Fortunately, he's still locked into scripted segments, so we can still survive things. He's also able to do things like skip entire massive sections of level and get the extra life that was hidden there, which is nice. Wow, that guy's very stubborn about dying, isn't he? Considering how much damage we do to Tails. Also, we cannot be Supersonic in here. It just won't let us be. We have to get back to standard gameplay, so gimmick areas are out as Super. They just won't let you do it. We missed the speed shoot, so we gotta do this for a slightly longer time. Oh, tragic. That sucks. But yeah, no, it's actually really interesting how Supersonic works surprisingly well in these levels. They're clearly still not designed around him. Like, they don't work amazingly well or anything.
What?
Yeah, he just, what? Let's lose the shield because Supersonic looks dumb with it. But yeah, we are Supersonic again. Last time he was in an area like this, it was in ruins and people were dead. Man, he just zips all over the place. It's so much fun. And he went into orbit there for a second, but that's okay. You can also make some like ridiculous jumps, just absolutely insane jumps. But he's very, very quick. You can definitely speedrun his Supersonic, except for the parts where you just can't do certain things. That's right, Sawyer. Oh, yeah. This is happening, huh? And then he has to jump off the building. Sure is lucky he doesn't take fall damage. If this was like, you know, Conquer, he would have jumped off that building at the beginning, broken his legs, died, and that would have been it. That would have been the end of Sonic Adventure. Which level should I do next? Let's see. Again, I'm skipping the gimmicky ones as Super because I can't really play them. Red Mountain. That works. I love playing a Supersonic in this game, though. They did a good job with him. It's kind of a shame that he's underutilized, more or less. I don't actually know where there are a ton of rings in this level, because this is a level I kind of go through as quickly as possible because it's fun to do that way. He fell down. I've talked a lot about Sonic Adventure not aging well throughout these streams and how I half agree. I mean, man, it's a weird mix of, like, stuff that has aged really, really well and is really impressive, like the overall character control of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. And then anything presentation-wise other than the soundtrack and the visuals. Like, the actual core present... Okay, he's in orbit. Sonic, there you go. All that for one ring. Awesome. Let's go Super. And then probably immediately lose it because I doubt Super can grab onto this. Oh, he kind of can. Oh, it's literally hooked into his head. That's shockingly gory. I think there's stuff in this game that was never good, like Big and Amy's gameplay is bad, but it amounts to so little of the overall game that I'm more or less fine with it. Humming attack sections of Supersonic are terrifying because he's so fast. No, I agree definitely that the cutscenes haven't aged well. I think Big and Amy were never super good. But aside from that, I think a lot of people's perceptions of Sonic Adventure come from it being ported so many times. And most of the ports are inferior to earlier versions. Like, the Dreamcast and GameCube versions are better than the Xbox Live version and stuff. And the Steam version. Like, I'm playing the Steam version with mods to give it the Dreamcast aesthetic. But it actually controls better in earlier versions. Like, they slightly altered how characters handle. They're locked to 8 directions in later versions, whereas they aren't in the Dreamcast version. So, that changes things. Collision detection's slightly different, too, in the various ports. So, like, when people say this game's aged horribly, blah, 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 and they're playing the Xbox 360 version, well, it's also a worse version of the game. Yeah, the GameCube version's pretty solid. That's the version I grew up on. And, oh my god, there's like the 3rd time he's orbited something in this level. But the GameCube version's actually aged really well, for the most part. I'm just exploring the lava because it's kind of cool. There's that spring we need to hit. Cool. Fun. Trying to navigate where to go. I never realized that the lava raising is like a bunch of scripted sequences. That's kind of interesting. The GameCube version's definitely the probably the most popular version, I think, in terms of people like being really familiar with it. But the various re-releases definitely, I think, hamper. They're still playable. There's nothing wrong with them, like, as a whole. Like, I have them. They're fine. Again, that's why I want to do a video eventually comparing the various Sonic Adventure ports, because I think it'd be interesting. Not like a remake or re-break type of deal. Like, not like that, but, like, a little more of, like, between every specific port rather than, like, in general.
Not bad.
I love Sonic orbiting stuff in this game. He does it in, this game, SA2 and Heroes, I think. Plus, it happens in Shadow the Hedgehog as well. Once they change the homing attack to be more of a... This level's going to be weird as Supersonic. Ugh, it's going to suck. Oh, well. You know, mostly because this level sucks in general. But, since they changed how the homing attack works in, 06 onwards, made it more of a straight shot thing rather than an actual homing attack. It doesn't really happen anymore. It probably could have happened in, like, Lost World with that game's weird homing attack mechanics. But it never did, so I don't know. Which it never did for me. It might have for someone else. I don't know. I feel like no one but me ever goes back to play Lost World. I still like that game a lot. I thought Lost World was pretty cool. Well, the console version specifically, the Wii U version and PC version. Not so much the, I like the level Lost World. Lost World's one of my favorite levels in this game. It's cool. I get why people don't like it, but I always liked it. That was Sonic Adventure-ish. Wow. Okay. Oh, all right. Cool. Thanks, Sonic Adventure. Thanks. Okay, so maybe sometimes it doesn't. It hasn't aged perfectly, Sonic Adventure. It might occasionally have some horrific scripting errors, but I still think it's mostly good. But no, I like Lost World. I think Lost World's a good level. And Lost World, the game, is good too. The Wii U version. And then only at times, not as a whole. Do I dare turn into Supersonic here? Yes, I dare. It'll be fun. Let's see how long I last. I doubt very long. Aw, man. Sonic was never good. Yep. Okay, Supersonic can't do ladders. So that was an exciting journey. I am assuming he can't do monkey bars either. You can homing attack to the other side and not have to take the lower path. But whatever. I've never taken the lower path in this level, so I'm kind of interested to see what it is anyway. In fact, I'm not that interested. We're gonna take the upper path. I love like the IGN Sonic was never good. Sonic pretty mediocre, you know. I love that. It's super funny. Ah, man, this level's... If it wasn't so glitchy, and wasn't kind of slow paced at the start, I would actually really like this level. Because it's almost cool. Yeah, destroy it, Supersonic. Do your thing. Let's go, Supersonic. Mostly because I bet Supersonic will be able to completely blaze through this. You know, given that's kind of his thing. Sick. It's already almost over. Alright, so we got to make it across this part. This part's always so sketchy, but we can just jump over it because we're Supersonic. Yeah! And I should be able to kill the cannon with the first thing. Yeah, I love doing that. I always love the fact they gave Pocket Adventure a 10 out of 10, because of all the Sonic games to be perfect, Pocket Adventure? Like, it's good. It's Sonic 2. Like, just Sonic 2. It's all it is. Which is fine, because Sonic 2 is one of my favorite games. I love Sonic the Hedgehog 2. But, like, Pocket Adventure is their 10 out of 10 Sonic game. I think that's really funny. We're doing lots of platform. We're not supposed to do as Sonic. This is a Knuckles area. Supposed to take a hook over and then jump over the entire platforming section because I'm not doing it because it sucks. If IGN hates Sonic, then why did they give the adventure games incredibly high reviews when they came out? I mean, that's another good argument. But yeah, I always love Pocket Adventure's 10 out of 10 score because it just doesn't make sense to me. It's such a random and obscure choice. It's a good game. Like, it's a damn good Sonic game. It's just... It's literally Sonic 2 ROM hack at heart. Like, in terms of its core design. It's good. But I'd still play Advance 1 over it. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. Tails, you're supposed to take damage from Supersonic, not merge with him.
Yeah, not bad.
Went full-out fusion dance on him. It's really gross and weird. Let me see which level's next. Should be able to do a couple more levels still.
Which stage do you want to play?
And then IGN gave Forces a weirdly high review. Like, I like Forces. Fine. I like it more than most people do, I think, in the sense that I enjoyed parts of it. I'd say I liked it about 60% of the time. Yeah, no, that's literally all Pocket Adventure is. Although I do like the sprite art and the music remixes are really solid. None of the level designs are as good as the originals. I mean, it's basically just Sonic 4 version 1, you know? It's no, I want rings. Hey, I can't get damaged by nonsense in this completely RNG part now. Yay. Whoa, we're going really fast. Ah, okay. But they gave Forces a surprisingly positive review, if I remember. Like, much more positively than I expected them to. I think I can stand on this water. I was wrong. I am dead. I assumed I could float over that water. You know, because Supersonic does that. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm going to hold off on using Supersonic until the later parts then. I don't hate Sonic 4. I like Sonic 4 Episode 1 a good deal, actually. Like, not as Sonic 4, because it really shouldn't have been called that. But as a 2D platformer, I think it could be worse. I played Sonic 4 through a ton of times. Episode 1. Again, Episode 2 I think is incredibly boring and brings down the overall experience. But I don't know. I was also really pretty bitter at Sonic whenever Sonic 4 came out, because I had saved up for an Xbox 360 just to play Sonic 06, and then it was Sonic 06. So, you know, I was pretty pleased with it, just in the sense that it was a decent game, and it wasn't completely broken. Tails always follows Sonic in levels when you replay them, even if he's not there in the story. So that's why Tails is here, yeah. Whoa, Sonic, calm down. Oh, no. Sonic, stay on the snake. Oh, my God. Oh, that was really bad. So maybe the collision detection in this game isn't perfect. You know? Still my favorite 3D Sonic game. I don't care. Again, not the best 3D Sonic game. My favorite 3D Sonic game. Big difference. The best 3D Sonic game is probably Generations. You know, for the parts that are 3D, which I'd say amounts to what, half of the game. All right, hit the last switch. See, if Supersonic could float over the water, this part would be broken, which is probably why he can't. But we are going to be turning into Supersonic in just a second, so that's good. Tails is always in the way of the end screens of this game. Super annoying. At least for me, because I like Sonic's thumbs up pose. I think he's cool. Man, look how cool Dreamcast version of Supersonic was. Because this is I have the mod on to use the Dreamcast character models and textures. He looks so dope. To calls like light up the dark. Oh, okay. I can't use Supersonic when I use the mirrors, and since this is using the Dreamcast version's visuals, the lighting is much darker here. You can navigate this fine in the GameCube version when it's completely dark, but good luck with that in the original Dreamcast version. It's impossible, I think. Not literally impossible, but very difficult. Man, that spin dash jump is so natural in this game. Like, I swear he is the best controlling 3D Sonic ever. He just has such flow to his movements. Yeah, now we're Supersonic. Which, you know, is probably given by the fact that he's clearly Supersonic. Hey, look, water we can actually float on. Nice. Yeah, see? This is how he should be. Because water sucks in Sonic Adventure. It's like the worst thing. This is going to be impossible. We are so going to die here. Just watch. Because he's going to pick up way too much speed, and then the boulder's going to catch up. Because the boulder really picks up speed. I don't know if you guys saw how fast it was going there, but like it was right on us. That thing is ridiculous. It's so funny, though. I kind of wish they did keep Supersonic playable in levels, because it is entertaining. Also, this is going to be kind of interesting, because I usually skip most of this with like a good spin dash jump. Because I like this level a lot. It's kind of really open, and I like super open Sonic levels. With the adventure gameplay style, I think they just work really well this way. Whoa, Supersonic, calm down. Favorite Smash Brothers character? I usually main Mario in most of the games. Actually, all the games. I'm not, like, into competitive Smash because I'm very bad at Smash Brothers. Aw, man, we gotta do it all again. But I typically play Mario in just about every Smash. And, of course, the only ones where he's even, like, half decent are, like, 64 and Smash 4. Although it's looking like Ultimate's keeping him decent. I really like Sonic as well. Sonic's a lot of fun to play as in Smash Brothers. Which, you know, I'd say it's just me being biased, but it can't be because my other big favorite game series aside from Sonic is Mega Man, and like he's not good at all in Smash Brothers. He's fun, but he's not good. Pac-Man's dope too. I don't know if it's obvious that I'm a bit of a Pac-Man franchise fan, given the fact that my channel has a literal Pac-Man theme to everything. But hey, there's Perfect Chaos. But I like Pac-Man a lot in Smash 4. I feel like he was better like early on before some of the patches. Oh my god, please land. Thank you. He's a lot of fun. His air game is a lot of fun. I love that forward aerial kick. It's super dope. I can't wait for Ultimate. Like that's so exciting.
Yeah, not bad.
I work at a game store, so I just can't wait to get it because I'll even get it at a discount.
Let's get him.
It's very exciting stuff. December can't come soon enough. There's so many games I can't wait for. This year, Spider-Man's coming out in a couple weeks. I got to do a video on a different Spider-Man game to celebrate that. Which should be out in about 2 weeks, that video, because I have to record it still and do everything on it. But I'll probably do streams of Smash Ultimate when it comes out. It'll just be me doing terribly in For Glory, but it's always fun anyway. Everything. Why is the homing attack doing this? I don't want to homing attack. I just wanted to air dash through here. Jeez. Everything that Ultimate seems to be doing makes me happy. Like, I don't think it could be a more perfect looking sequel to me. Like, Smash 4 was already my favorite Smash Brothers, just on a mechanical level. I thought they nailed it. And then they're like, oh, Ultimate's gonna do the same thing, but with a handful of things you liked better about Melee. And I'm like, cool, thanks, Nintendo. I'm excited to stream Heroes at some point, but my only issue with it is that, like, there's no way I'm streaming every story. Like, I'll probably just do Team Sonic in the last story. And I'll feel bad because of how much of the narrative we miss out on as a result of that. But, like, that's, like, the only thing I like, dreading about eventually getting to Heroes is the fact that there's no way I'm not doing the entire game, because I just can't. 06 I want to stream really badly, actually. But I don't know how I'll handle it because of the load times. I mean, I'll install it on my 360. I'll do that. Because that'll help. Cut the load times down by a bit. But it won't be enough. Alright, Supersonic. Careful platforming here. Super delicate. Supersonic reminds me, that's another thing. I love how Ultimate's handling Final Smashes. Whoa. What do you mean, whoa? Sonic, you're fine. I'm still controlling you. All right. That's one way to die, by not actually dying. This level's not super good as Supersonic. See what I did there? But I love how they're handling Final Smashes in Ultimate. Like, making them be just supers, basically. The Final Smash meter, I'm always going to play with that on when I'm playing with friends. I know it won't be tourney legal, because it'll still be, like, way too much, probably, and still be terribly unbalanced. But that's super cool. It really is. It's just such a neat way to handle that. Damn right, Sam. Sonic Adventure all the way. I love this game so much. And once I get 50 rings, we'll be going supersonic again and presumably immediately dying because this level is not built for something that fast. It just does not function. Let's get some of those good rings real quick. Supersonic! Yeah! Love modding. So much fun. Okay. Down. Down. And landed somehow. Good. Into the weird spider crab elevator. No, don't go down without me. Jeez. That terrified me. I didn't want to have to do this again. That would have been some scary stuff. I'm still mildly starstruck that I had Sonic Show watching the stream earlier and somehow completely didn't notice until after they probably left. That's a channel I've been subbed to for like years. Which character did you want in Ultimate that's an assist trophy? Oh man, Tails is climbing up that ladder really fast. That creeps me out. Oh, I don't have enough rings to go super. I need to get some more. For the most part, I'm just happy we got Simon and Richter Belmont. Like, Simon Belmont, I was like, yes. And then they showed Richter, and I was just, oh, man. So much excitement. Well, let me tell you one thing, though. Mania streams do really well. Like, I average pretty low views, still for good reason. But... like, my Mania... I did a couple of Mania streams right whenever Plus came out. And, like, they got, like, 80 views that day. Which is nuts for me. Having, like, 15 people active in chat. That was great. So, I definitely get why people are doing Mania. It's still popular. But I agree. I'm sort of sick of seeing Mania content as the only Sonic stuff, which is why I'm doing other stuff in my weekly Sonic content on the channel. Knuckles being an assist trophy sort of is weird to me, purely because he has the homing attack. And I know he can do the homing attack in some of the games. Like, it's not incorrect to give him the homing attack. He does it in Heroes and Shadow and blah, blah, blah. It's just, like, really, really weird, you know? Like, when I think of him, I think gliding, and I think of Shadow and Sonic doing the homing attack. But yeah, it's a weird way to do it.
Not bad.
But yeah, if nothing else, Knuckles being an assist trophy does more or less confirm Shadow as an Echo Fighter. Like, I know it's not really confirmed, but like, by which I mean it's literally not confirmed. We don't know, but I just sort of assume that he will be because I just don't see them not. You know, I'm gonna do Casinopolis. Why not? Because I can still do the majority of this level. Because all I'm going to do is just immediately fail the pinball section and go super down there. Actually, this level's going to suck as Supersonic. Well, this will actually be interesting, because this might take a while. Yeah, Knuckles he's been present since Brawl, technically. Same with Tails. And okay, what I don't get is why is Silver there? Like, I know it's because when Brawl came out, 06 was the most recent mainline Sonic game. But it's really weird to see Silver going through a looping Green Hill Zone. Like, he just does not fit at all. So the thing with this level is that your goal is to collect a certain number of rings. And going a Supersonic, we lose 1 ring per second. So, I'm not sure how well this is going to go. Also, Supersonic does not like to be carried by fans, apparently. He's definitely struggling. This level's going to be, like, impossible. Wow, I never thought about that. I mean, then again, he goes so fast. We should be able to get at least some of the... it's not going terribly. Like, normally I think we'd have about 20 more rings by now. But that's not bad. Nah, actually, this will be fine. I just never understood Silver being in the Green Hill Zone background in Brawl. It's always really weird to me. Get as many rings as we can in this section. actually going to go out of super form for a second so we don't lose rings. I'm going to backtrack here and farm some rings because there's a bunch of ring boxes here. No, don't go back up. What are you... Sonic, stop. Sonic, no. Down. Down, boy. All right, I didn't get much of a choice in that. Come on. There we go. Supersonic does not like getting picked up by fans. Probably because he was never meant to. But, yeah, he reacts really weirdly to it. But no, I never understood having Silver in the background of Green Hill Zone. He's like the only character where like it actually kind of bothers me. Oh, we got invincible shielded Supersonic for like half a second. Big should be in Smash because Big is the best Sonic character. And you can't technically prove me wrong because it's subjective, and you can't really prove that that's not my opinion. So I'm gonna go with it. All right, let's deposit. We are. Let's see if the thing will even pick up Supersonic. He's gonna lose his super state real fast. Yeah. So we're like halfway there. We still need more rings. You know what? During the Sonic stream, I didn't actually show off the pinball tables, like at all. So let's do that. Let's get the rest of the rings by playing pinball, because I do want to have this be relatively thorough and informative for people who are just, you know, first time really seeing SA1 in depth. I've shown off literally everything else this game has to offer, so. The pinball physics suck, and that's why I don't like playing it. The 3D games didn't really get decent pinball physics until Lost World. Generations had the pinball minigame, and that was pretty decent. And Lost World had pretty good pinball physics. But, like, aside from that, the pinball in 3D Sonic games is bad. Mostly Heroes. I'm looking at you, Heroes. It's bad. Kickback. You know, Tails, I guess. Basically, it's a barrier. We can't lose now, except we still can, and we probably will. But no, Big should be in Smash because he's the best character in Sonic. I'm trying to get Sonic to that thing up, and we lost the ball anyway. Remember how it was like, we can't because it's blocked off, but it was a lie. Confetti falls, though, so that's good. If you get over a certain number of rings, then you won't get sent to the sewer. That's how this works. The sewer is supposed to be a punishment. Thing is, the sewer can give you enough rings to progress, minus like maybe 5. Like, no, I think you need like 20 rings plus. But yeah, Casino Park's bad. Heroes had probably the worst pinball physics ever. Shadow had no pinball level, but it had like the casino level. It was sort of pinball themed that also sucked. And then, I mean, Froggy's pretty solid, but what's Froggy without Big? Because he's like, Froggy, hey, Froggy, where are you going, my Pollywog pal? I love him. He's got the best voice. He's totally a creep. He really does creep me out a bit with Amy and Cream in Heroes. Let's deposit these, and I'll show off the Knights pinball table because I still have to do that. How many do we need now anyway? We're almost at the end because we can't jump. I think we literally need like 7. But we're going to the Knights into Dreams thing. Knights is a super cool game, by the way. People don't seem to play a ton of it. This pinball table is actually probably cooler than the Sonic one in theory, because it's a lot more involved. There's like this whole card game element as opposed to the Casino Night style slot machine. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm going to try and get to that top area, but I don't really know how to do it. I think you have to get a complete hand, and that's more or less there is to it. If people aren't familiar, that he is. John St. John voices Big, and that is hilarious. I can do a big impression, but I cannot do a Duke Nukem impression. I also have not played the Duke games yet. I mean, I played a little bit of Duke 3D because, like, I needed to try it because I feel guilty if I haven't played, like, a major series like that. But, like, I didn't beat it or anything. I played it for a little bit. We can get a complete hand. I think it opens up the top area. I think that's how it works. What I want to do is open the top area, but I don't remember how to do it. If I can't, that's fine because it's not that big of a deal. But we can see Knights then, and I like Knights. Knights is cool. It is a Sonic Team developed game featuring Sonic as a playable character if you have Christmas Nights, which is like a weird DLC. Not DLC, but like it's basically a demo disc. Like a glorified demo disc, I think. I think that's what we have to do is get a complete hand. Yeah. So now we can access the top part of the board if we can get Sonic in there, but chances are I'll just keep hitting this. Oh my god, I can't not do the ramp. That's all I can do. It just shoots him vertically. I swear to god, I can't do this. I want to get to that top part, and I'm not quitting until I do. There we go. So now we gotta do the same thing again. Which is a little harder because now we can't, like, pick and choose the cards. Because before, the good cards always spawned in the same place. Oh, no, that worked. Okay. We just needed one pair. So, I think that's all we needed. But we can get... There we go. There's Knights! Now we're in Nights into Dreams, which is dope. We don't get to play or anything. It's purely visual, but how cool is this? This is one of 2 times where Knights and Sonic interact in the Sonic game. The other being the DLC in Lost World. He shows up. He's on a building in SA2. That's not the only Knights thing. There's another one. But that's the one I got. Or that might just be how it is in this version. I know in the GameCube version the Knights section's different. I don't know if it's actually different, like, in every version. Or if that's just how it was, but I wanted to show off Knights, and I did. Here's the other cool area, where it just shows us the level of Nights into Dreams of the transition. We go through the Doctor Who time vortex from the Tom Baker era, it looks like. And then we're in the first level of Nights into Dreams with all the little dream creature things. These guys, they inspired the Chow, so that's kind of cool. But this looks just like Doctor Who, doesn't it? It's very, very Tom Baker-esque. But then we're plopped down to the main board, and I'm going to immediately lose because we're good. We don't need to do this anymore. Be supersonic for a second here. And literally just a second because we immediately lost supersonic. And beat the level. Yes. So that's actually all the stuff in Casinopolis I skipped during my Sonic story stream. Nothing major, really. There's nothing like impressive in there. But I wanted to show it off because I didn't want to leave any major stuff unshown. Aside from that, I got all the power-ups as every character. And I did everything as every character. So I'll show... Yeah, it takes forever as... If you do the pinball minigame, that level takes, like, forever. If you take the sewer route, it takes, like, 4 minutes. It's a really short level that way. I'm going to show mission mode real quick. And then we'll probably call it a stream. But essentially what mission mode is, it's only in the DX versions, which this is. Even though it has the Dreamcast aesthetics, the Dreamcast texture work, the Dreamcast models, it's the DX version. I'm just running with a mod. So what we have to do now, as you saw, I activated that mission, which takes the form of those cards. We have to find the statue in front of the hamburger shop, which is right here, who, ironically enough, looks identical to this man. Also, we can completely get rid of it. Goodbye. It's gone. It'll respawn, though. Yeah. I accidentally started another mission. I didn't mean to. The mission by the pool is actually different in this version. In the GameCube version, there's a poster for Sonic X. But... And we get an emblem every mission we clear, I think. Or no, we don't get emblems. I don't know. There's missions everywhere, though. But if I remember, it's different in, this game. It'll actually... Oh, no, they reverted it. Okay. So this is what it's like in the GameCube version, too. It's a Sonic X poster. So it's the canonical appearance of Chris Thorndike! Yay, Chris Thorndike! But, if you play it unmodded or on Xbox or PS3, what you'll be greeted with instead is an image of Sonic 06, if I remember correctly. You'll get the Sonic 06 box art. I think that's what it is. It's either Sonic 06 or it's Sonic Unleashed. It's one or the other. Like either way, not something people necessarily want to see. We have to get 100 rings, so I'll have to get 100 rings now. This is the fastest way to do it. To my knowledge, you just farm them right here. Because there aren't a ton of places in the overworld with rings. You can do it in the hotel, but then you have to backtrack back and forth. And it's pretty repetitious. If you do it here, it's a lot easier. Gotta go faster, 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 faster. Yeah, or in Europe, it was like Sonic X. Sonic X! It was like a completely different theme song for some reason. I'm probably gonna end this mission and, probably call it a stream then. Because then it'll have been probably about an hour, 15 minutes, so that's a pretty good length for this stream. The stream schedule is subject to change right now. I'll post an update video on the channel with a definitive schedule once I know what's going on. But basically, with how my class schedule is, since college semester starts back up in a couple of days, we've eaten Chris Thorndike. Cool. But yeah, that's mission mode. In terms of what else to expect going forward in terms of streams, Sonic streams will be a weekly feature on this channel, unless otherwise noted, and if it's ever a thing that doesn't happen. I never got to have the Sonic ice cream, but I always wanted to. I'll do this mission too, just because it gives me an excuse to play Speed Highway again and I like the level. I've never gone to eat those, but I've seen them. Like, in person, I've seen them. I tried to go in Knuckles' entrance. We have to go through Sonic's entrance to the level, which is this way. But, Sonic Adventure 2 is probably the next Sonic game to be streamed. Not completely sure yet. My stream output looks like it randomly dropped really bad. I'm not sure why. My internet's probably acting up. It was reliable throughout the whole stream, and now it's going to do this. I have to buy an Ethernet cable for the next stream, probably. But, the next thing will probably be either Sonic the Hedgehog 2 or Sonic Adventure 2. SA2 is definitely coming very soon as a stream series. The cool thing about doing these streams is that they're I don't know what mission I just did, but alright, cool. But the 3D Sonic game stream, well, the Sonic streams in general, they're a nice way for me to be able to keep Sonic content going on the channel. Because my Sonic stuff seems to be my most successful. And that seems to be the case with a lot of small YouTubers, that Sonic stuff is, like, big for them. But then they get sort of trapped only doing Sonic content. And I have no desire to be a Sonic-only YouTuber. So the streams are a good middle ground. I will be doing Sonic videos too, but I won't have a Sonic video on the channel until December is the plan. Oh, Sonic, why'd you let go of the rocket? Well, that doesn't help. But, SA2 is coming up very soon. I have to decide how I'm going to schedule that yet. I have to figure out... Really, I have to look into the average length of the playthrough of each of the stories. Because, like, last story will be one stream. That's easy. But I haven't decided. It'll probably be, like, 5 streams. It'll probably be, like, half of Hero Story, half of Hero Story, half of Dark. And then, you know, then it'll end with last story. I'm not going to be as thorough with SA2 as I was with SA1. Probably. Purely because, the only way to show everything off with SA2, conveniently, is to go through it, and 100% everything, and have the secret Green Hill level unlocked, which I don't have, on the HD version, which is how I'm going to stream it. I do on my GameCube copy, and I could always stream it off the Wii, but then you're stuck with much lower video quality. It would technically still be 1080p, but it would not be nearly as nice as I like to do. I like my stuff to be nice 1080p, 60 FPS, so that's what I shoot for, and that's hopefully what it'll be throughout that entire stream. Because I'm probably going to stream it on my Xbox One, since I just got an Xbox One, and it works on there. There we go. That's that mission done. And now we're supersonic, because it's cool. Well, in any case, I'll have an update video up probably after the next main LyingTuna episode, which should be up this week, or next week, rather, early next week. I start classes back on Tuesday, which won't impact the channel, really at all. But, it won't necessarily help the channel either. I won't have a ton of free time. I basically will be able to stick to the schedule I have set because 2 jobs and college make for quite a busy schedule, but I really do care about this channel. It's been growing for the last month. The growth has been, for the first time in a long time, pretty much there. I hadn't really, it was an inactive channel for quite a while, with maybe a video every 3 or 4 months. And I started doing the Sonic streams in addition to posting my regular content again, and the growth's been slow because of course it is, because small channel growth is always slow, but the support from you guys in general has been pretty solid. I'm really, really happy with my current subscribers and everyone, so I'm gonna keep this channel as active as I can. In addition to a couple other channels I'll be appearing on and or running, you guys will see more of that if you watch the update video when I post it. If you're just in it for the Sonic streams, it's not a huge deal because that is still a thing, but they'll be covered in that video too. But in any case, I want to see what happens if I run into the whale as Supersonic. That's why I'm in this level. I'm randomly really inspired to see what happens, and then we're gonna end the stream there. But thanks to you guys for joining in and being a fun, active chat. It's always a pleasure. And hopefully you guys enjoy the stream. Let's see what happens whenever Supersonic interacts with a whale. Or he can miss the whale and just die. That doesn't really help my cause. I should be able to get 50 rings by then pretty easily, but that kind of annoys me. Sonic, you can't just fall through things. That's not cool. What I've been saying about this game aging pretty well throughout the stream, I must clarify. Parts of it have aged well. The collision detection is not part of that. Well, I don't think I'm going to get 50 rings before I get to the whale boy. But so we'll end it here. Thanks to everyone who joined into the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next week with whatever fancy schmancy Sonic stream I do, as well as the update video and other things. Hey, 50 rings should be right here. Let's fight a whale. Die, whale. Oh. I won. I beat the whale. Ha, take that, Sonic Adventure whale. You got nothing on me. Nothing at all. Alright. See you guys later. Bye.